actually wrote a list here of the things I most enjoyed and the things I didn't enjoy so much. So I'll start with the most enjoyed. First one is my voice deepened. This is a permanent change, by the way. When I went off of tea, I would say wherever my voice kind of dropped to, it did stay there. So love that. That's a big reason why I wanted to go on tea, is because I felt like I had a really, really, really high voice. I know my voice isn't super deep, but I feel like now I feel a lot more confident in my voice. Another thing I really enjoyed was my increase in muscle growth. Now, obviously I lift weights and I do have muscle. I just felt like it was so much easier to maintain that without really trying. When I went off to too, I wasn't lifting super, super, super frequently. So I definitely did lose a bit of muscle growth, but you can still build muscle, not on tea. So obviously I missed how easy it was, but obviously like I can still keep my muscle and just work extra hard. Another thing was I really liked the fat redistribution, you know, holding more weight through my upper body. I feel like I hold a lot of my weight not on tea, like through my hips and my glutes, which I don't love, but you know, I'm coming to terms with it. I definitely missed that. Unfortunately, that's not a permanent change. So when I did go off tea, took many months, but you know, it went back, okay? And then another thing I did like, which I was quite shocked about actually, was bottom growth. I enjoyed it. I didn't have a lot of bottom growth, I would say just like a little bit, but there's definitely a lot more there now than there was. And that's a permanent change, and that didn't go back. And then another thing I enjoyed was my loss of period. That is not a permanent change. My period did come back when I stopped taking testosterone. Things I didn't enjoy so much was noticeable acne around like 3 to 4 months. Didn't love that. I put overwhelming libido. As much as it's cool to have like an increase in libido, I found it really overwhelming. There's parts of it I liked, parts of it I didn't like, but it was very consuming, especially at the start. It did kind of get better, but the first like 4 months were pretty intense. Another change I did not love was the hair growth. I didn't have a lot of hair growth because I was on a low dose, and a lot of it too is like genetics and stuff. I would say a little bit more like darker upper lip hair and a little bit more hair on like my pubic area, armpits, hairy hamstrings though. But yeah, just I don't think extra hair growth is really for me. I also didn't want facial hair, and that was something I found out pretty quickly starting tea. And I also had a lot of fear around losing my hair, around the like whole male pattern baldness thing. Typically you need to be on it a lot longer than 11 months to actually see changes in your hairline, but I was so worried about that. What I didn't love was body temperature. I'm already hot, like I already run hot a lot of the time, not on testosterone. So just being overwhelmingly hot and sweaty and smelling was just not my favorite thing in the world. The other thing I didn't love was giving myself weekly injections. I know I could have probably like used gel or like switched to that at some point, but like, I don't know, I was like, I have this testosterone, I have these needles, I'm gonna use them. And I definitely developed like a needle phobia like 5 to 6 months in, which I had no needle phobia beforehand. And this just kind of like happened, which was surprising. So if you're already have a needle phobia, maybe consider gel